growth enterprise, and I wanted to do a quick video to give you some insight into what you'll get when you purchase the IATF 16949 Documentation Resource Guide. So first I want to thank you for even taking a look at the guide. So let's talk about IATF to begin with. So if you're familiar with the standard, you're well aware that even just creating one particular document or procedure, work instruction for the standard can take quite a bit of time and consume a lot of resources. So it is estimated that even just one procedure to create for your quality management system can take on average anywhere from 10 to 40 hours to write a single procedure. Now, the factors that influence this are its complexity, the experience of who's trying to write it, the level of detail that's expected, as well as just the overall approval process. So when you break this all down, it can cost a company on average anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 for each procedure just to write when you factor in the amount of labor, resources, time, etc. to produce this. So why is that important? Well, what this documentation resource guide does is, what if you could cut that development time by 25, 50, or even 75%? For a medium to large enterprise, it could cost you upwards of several $100,000 of labor and man hours and take almost 6 to 12 months to develop the documentation needed to be compliant to the IATF standard. And so what we've done with this resource guide is give you a prompt for every single one of the required documented procedures, in addition to every major clause of the IATF standard. And so I want to show you a quick example of what this looks like at the end of the day. What will the output look like before I get into some of the additional details. And so here is a procedure for preventive maintenance. And so this you'll get this, and so here's what it looks like. So I've developed a customized GPT called Compliance Architect, which you can find out on the ChatGPT site. And this customized GPT has a whole variety of resources already loaded into it. The ISO standard, IATF standard, CMMI, the PMI from the Project Management Institute, the PMP. So there's a variety of resources already loaded in here. And so what you can do is the prompts that I provide you in the IATF resource guide can be loaded directly into this customized GPT. So here is the prompt that we provide you for the preventive maintenance procedure. And when input, and I actually have a link here to show you the specific output. When input, here's the type of output you will get. Gives you the procedure, some header information. You'll get a purpose, scope, references to specific clauses of the standard, responsibilities including positions. You'll get a narrative. In some cases, it's somewhat basic. Other times, you'll get, in this case, a maintenance schedule idea, inputs and outputs of the procedure. You'll get target metrics that it will generate for you, records that should be generated based off the procedure, and then it will usually have a review and continuous improvement section at the end. So it's a pretty standardized format that gets output. The nice thing too is if there's not enough information here in the procedure narrative, you can always then prompt the compliance architect for additional details on any one of the sections and give it a word count, and it will add in a variety of additional information. So let's go ahead and go back here. And so what you're going to get when you purchase the documentation resource guide is you'll get a link to the customized GPT. We show you an example procedure of what this looks like. We also give you a document that has all the listed required procedures, documented procedures from IATF, in addition to over 100 prompts that align to the standard. And these are just some of the different topics that the prompts are aligned to. And you can see there's a whole variety here. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to go over and give you a brief glimpse into the full resource guide. And so here it is. This is if you purchase what you will get. So again, you'll get an introduction. We'll talk about the documented procedures, and there's a downloadable PDF here that will have all the various prompts for each of the documented procedures to help you create that initial draft. There's a link directly to the customized GPT compliance architect. And then what we have here is the compliance prompts list. So we not only have an entire page organized by chapter right here, and I will just click on one for example so that you can see we have each of the sections of the standard along with a title and the prompt that goes with it. And this is has all of them. And then on each of these pages we also have a downloadable PDF that you can download. This one I believe is about 19 to 20 pages long. If you would prefer to have that, you can copy the prompts directly off. And as always, if you have any questions after purchase, I have some links down here at the bottom. You can reach out and contact me on my LinkedIn or email me at rob@mindgrowthdigest.com. So I hope this gave you some insight as to what you'll get when you purchase. It's very comprehensive. Again, there are over 100 prompts here, and these basically guide you through the entire standard from Chapter 4 all the way through Chapter 10, every single major subsection of the standard, procedures, even offers up work instructions, various templates that will help you generate all the documentation needed for your IATF compliance. And since it's organized by chapter, that will allow you to very quickly go in and, let's say that, for section 8.42 that deals a lot with your external suppliers, if maybe there's a section missing, such as supplier development, you can quickly go to that section of organized by the chapter and identify the prompt and start to build out a required procedure. So I think you can see now that this can save you an immense amount of time. The value that we provide here is well worth the investment. So again, thank you for taking a look at the IATF 16949 documentation resource guide. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My contact is either on LinkedIn or rob@mindgrowthdigest.com. Thank you.